Right, this video, guys, I want to just talk about what was I going to talk about? Hip thrust, right? So in your planche, in your front lever, the actual hip thrust position, how to stop being piked essentially like this position. So I'm going to quickly show you like what it looks like in planche when you are piked. You may have your parallel set down. I'm just making sure I'm in frame as well, so you guys can get a good look. I'm just going to go on the grass, is way easier. So pike position in planche, going over like that, holding like that. It's really awkward, it's really weird, I don't like it, right? And then the actual good position in the planche, going forwards, hips in, and then pressing up, right? That's a position that you want to feel. For front lever, it will look like, especially this is very common with straddle front lever. I'm going to just pivot the camera so you can have a little look. Oh, I have to go this way as well, so bear with me. Front lever would look like this, right? When you're kind of piked or you don't have your hips thrusted in. I'm actually in a touch front lever grip. I haven't done normal front lever in so long. So then this is the normal front lever that you want to be in, right? You can see both of those, the hip is thrusted in, right? So you can see what it looks like now, but how do you actually solve the issue for both the planche and the front lever? We're going to look at three different drills, right? One that's for both of them, and then one that's kind of more just like an entry for the planche, right? A specific entry, and then one that is specific to front lever. So we'll have a look at one that's specific to both of them first. What I'm going to do is just set up the band right here, if you can see. And this is for both drills. It's going to look like a planche drill, but it is very important to just strengthen the ability for both of them. So you can actually go up in resistance with this drill. What you're going to do is just set up in a planche position, set up in a planche lean, hands in front, and then all you're going to do is push in, thrust down against the band, right? Then go back, push in, thrust down against the band. Again, push in, thrust down, right? And that's going to teach you to just properly thrust in the hips. It's more of a exercise, not for strength, but just to build the coordination there that's needed, right? Again, this is for planche and front lever. You can increase the weight or increase the resistance by adding multiple more bands. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to show the next planche. I'll just do it on hands because parallels are over there. But essentially it's going to be the same thing, but you're actually going to properly lean into the planche. And again, what this does is because if you can do the hip thrust action in the planche, you're not going to struggle with it at all when you're actually in your without the bands, basically, because this adds extra resistance to the thrust in action. So I want you to watch this. I'm leaning forwards, thrusting in, and pressing down with the hips, right? I've really got to press down, right? So the focus is not going to be on the actual planche itself. It's all about going to be just pushing down against the resistance. You don't have to kill yourself with this exercise. But again, super good drill just to train that motion, especially within the planche position. We'll have a look at the front lever position now. Let's turn this again. Now for the front lever position, let me just make sure this is properly in frame. Front lever position, yeah. What we're going to do is just a drill, right? So with the front lever, a lot of people, they don't want to kind of go back into certain regressions. Also, maybe you're at straddle and you're piked, right? Maybe you're at full, and they don't really want to go back to like tuck because they can do tuck naturally, right? So how do I do a straddle if I'm piking in the straddle and I can already do advanced tuck, I can already do the progression before, right? What do I work on in order to make sure that the hips are properly doing what they're supposed to? My favorite drill for the front lever, and this will teach you to properly thrust the hips in, right? As long as you do it correctly, you have to do it correctly. But what you're gonna do, hold the bar, you're gonna go up in straddle or full, whatever position you're working on. Thrust in at the top, right? It's way easier to thrust in here. Then you're going to lower down, making sure the hips are thrusted in all the way, right? You can fall, that's absolutely fine. You can hit the ground. That's exactly what you want, right? You'll go slower and slower naturally, but the focus has to be not on, oh, I'm trying to hold this desperately no matter what. I'm trying to hold this in the right position, because if you go down in the negative piked, if you go down in the negative incorrectly, you're going to build strength in that incorrect position. If you go down in it properly, you go in it right, go down in it the right way, you're going to build strength in the correct position. That's why it's so important, right? In order to bridge that gap between whatever progression you are on now to the progression that you're doing with a pike form, you need to do it that way. Anyways, guys, that is it for the, what's this video on, just hip thrust, right? The video on like planche front lever hip thrust. Thank you for all of you that are supporting my videos, and hopefully I'm still on frame. I'd really appreciate it if you guys could leave some comments. Just let me know what videos you want me to cover or topics you want me to cover. And as always, peace out, guys.